overlay, but coming back to LCP. First of all, a very good morning to all of you. I did meet some of you yesterday, but for those of you who do not know me yet, my name is Priyanka and I am working as a product manager for LCP since 2 years now. I was there before in the Paris Depub and now in Prague, and I'm happy to be here and presenting the LCP adoption checkpoint. So we'll cover the strategic overview, the software roadmap and the ecosystem update. So I will tell you what we are doing in terms of LCP deployment, where we are geographically. In terms of software roadmap, I will tell you what current versions there are currently for server and the Rhedium toolkits, and what evolutions we are working on and planning to work on in the next year. In terms of ecosystem updates, I will give you some examples from our notable integrators, the recent ones, and try to give you a highlight of the feedback that we have received from them. And then I will give the floor to Laurent to tell you a bit about the strategic growth opportunities that we are currently looking into. So in the next few minutes, I'll talk about the checkpoint where we are geographically in terms of deployment. Then we will highlight on the ecosystem maturity, where I will highlight the notable partners and the feedback that we have received and how well they are doing with LCP. And then I will present the software roadmap, like I said. And with the roadmap, it is an ongoing process, and we do have some key learnings every day. And so we'll be talking about some of the challenges also that we are facing in terms of software deployment. And then Laurent will be talking about the growth opportunities. Okay, before we start, I would like you to come back to the core, which is interoperability and open standards. As we all know, EDR Lab is focused on the open standards and interoperability. And we should remember that LCP is not just a DRM. It is the heart of the open standards and interoperability of EDR Lab's mission. So we should keep that in mind going forward into the presentation. Now, I will not give you only the statistics, but the realistic picture of what we are doing and where we are. But if you look at the geographies, we are now present in 100 plus countries, which is great. And we already have 12 million plus ebooks in 51 languages present. And at present, we have 120 members. So we have crossed the 100 mark and really going well with this. And we are having new members joining us every day. So the work is increasing, but so is the landmark geographical approach, and we're really excited about that. In terms of deployment, there are 50 LCP servers at the moment which are deployed, and 15 organizations are still in the pipeline. So we are working with them in the testing phases, in the integration part, technically. And in terms of the toolkits, the mobile applications that are using the Rhedium toolkits, we have 59 organizations, and we have crossed 200 mobile applications at the moment, including iOS and Android, which is great. Last time I presented, it was around 100 something, so the growth has been exponential, as you can see. The desktop applications, there are currently 11 organizations that are developing, and it is a bit more technically complicated and elaborate, but still I think it's a good number. And if we talk about e-ink devices, I think this is the most interesting part for most of you, for the e-ink readers. So the good news is that we have now 51 e-ink readers from 5 brands that support LCP. And the key brands that support LCP are Pocketbook, Biblio, Bookin, Inkbook, Tolino, and Kobo. So especially with Pocketbook, this number has grown so much with the new software updates that's been coming from Pocketbook, and the LCP support has grown this number exponentially. So the numbers tell a compelling story, as you can see, and that is why our partners are happy to integrate LCP in their ecosystems. Out of many partners, many key partners that we work with, I was able to highlight in this short presentation 5 of them, which are recent notable partners, starting with EBSCO. So they have implemented LCP DRM in the platform called EBSCO Host, and we tested the platform last year, and now they have launched to around 100,000 plus libraries worldwide, and they're really happy with the integration. We have got really good feedback from them, and the integration actually went really smooth, technically speaking. They have recommended Thorium Reader for the downloads, and so we had so many support requests also for helping with that, and we were able to navigate all the challenges with EBSCO. So they're really happy, and they are there, and because of this, now the presence for LCP has grown worldwide to so many geographies. Ebooks also we tested last year. We started that, and now they already have announced the partnership with LCP, and really happy about the LCP integrations, and it went smooth. The major highlight for ebooks is the user experience. They have it on the website also if you want to have a look about this partnership and how the user experience has been enhanced after including LCP, and also the accessibility and the openness of the solution that we provide. Bookshop.org, they are continuing to adopt LCP. Still, we are working with them on day-to-day basis. They have adopted LCP, but still have more plans. We'll maybe talk about it next year. So they are supporting standard-based interoperable ebook distribution. BiblioCommons is our newest key partner, and they have just started with the LCP integration. So they want to have an open e-reading ecosystem among the libraries. So they want to have a huge ecosystem of the libraries and provide open standard to them. And to do that, they are embracing LCP DRM, which is in the pipeline as of now. And then Kobo, we all know about it. So they are also integrating LCP across the global ecosystem, and support for e-ink devices and reading applications. And I have tested the applications, iOS and Android for Kobo recently. So they will be in production, I think, starting of Q3. So again, we can talk more about it in the next summit. So yeah, these key notable partners have highlighted huge success in adoption in their business, and also have got a really good feedback from their users, which again is a good thing. Okay, so there is something wrong with the slide, but this is the feedback that we got. Again, from a lot of good response that we have recently got. This is something I wanted to highlight as an example to show what kind of feedback we have. So I will quote, if you're not able to read, something was wrong on the slide, but we can ignore that. So I will quote that from EBSCO, that EDR Lab was highly responsive and collaborative during integration, resolving novel issues quickly and providing strong pre-release customer support, like I told you for the Thorium Reader and also LCP. Thorium Reader's accessibility focus has been very well received by EBSCO customer facing global accessibility requirements. Interoperability is also highly valued. So this is the feedback that we received from EBSCO just last week. So I have included that. So really the question is not how LCP is doing or if LCP works or not. The fact is that LCP is already there. It is a great solution, way better than Adobe. Okay, so let's take it as a fact, and this is the example in front of you. So the question really is, are the organizations ready to adopt this solution in a fast-paced environment? Well, what I have spoken, the amount of people I have spoken to are ready, but there are some challenges. So we'll go into that now in the software roadmap. So in technically speaking, we have LCP server and LCP Radium toolkits, mobile toolkits, where we are currently. So we have version 2. I think you can hear me, right? Okay. So we have version 2 as of now for LCP server, and we were focusing on deploying version 2 for the new users, but the current users, just for your information, can keep the version 1 if you have already for the next 3 years. The value lies behind it is the interoperability. Again, I have to focus on it, and the ease of flexibility of integration at no cost, even with the evolution of the software. So you can keep version 1, but we really recommend users to start using version 2 if you are a new integrator. The profiles we introduced, now I want to speak about the profiles here because we introduced LCP profiles in 2024, and since 2025 we have been tracking the progress of integrators who are updating to profile 2, and there were 9 of them, profile 2.2 to 2.9. If you are a developer, you have you know about it. So really now again, it's a DRM. It's not really 100% not crackable. So the evolutions have to come. In 2026 and going forward, we are planning on initiating the development of Profile 3, because even with Profile 2, there can be some security issues we were concerned about. So there will be a next evolution in the coming year. But as of now, we are just focused about the periodic security updates, and you can keep version 2 and the profiles as is. Speaking about the toolkits, we have iOS and Android and Node.js, and we also have custom builds. And the new good news is that we have now native macOS and Windows variants. I think you can catch Daniel some time after the presentations for that. And the plan in the coming year is to evolve the operating systems and frameworks as well to enhance security, and to, of course, again, interoperability in the application ecosystem. So we are planning to have the mobile toolkits to be used in all the applications to make this cross-platform ecosystem. And security is the main highlight, I would say, in the software roadmap for us today. This is highlight of what we are doing, but there are technically many conversations going on, which you can always write to us to dive deep more into. And with all the implementation of the solutions, I would say the 2026 picture is not about disruption, is about evolution. So 2026-2027 roadmap is really about evolving the software, focusing on security, And we have to mention the challenges also, like I said in the beginning. On a daily basis, our members are growing. I have been starting the integrations with a lot of new implementers. But the challenges that we face with them is that a lot of processes are still manual in terms of onboarding them and doing all the integrations. So we are working on automating most of the backend tasks. And the user experience I really want to highlight here is for you to know that it has been really good. Whatever feedback we have got for LCP is in terms of user experience, and I've already spoken about it 2 years ago, how better it is than the legacy systems, but the challenge still remains. There are still legacy systems, which are hard to iterate 100%, which is still a challenge for us, but slowly but surely we'll get there. Then in terms of accessibility, we saw a strong alignment with the European Accessibility Act and also the American Disability Act. But the problem lies with the devices. So we have 51 ink readers and devices, but still there are some which are still not aligned with the Accessibility Act. So that remains a challenge again. The interoperability part is, we all know, it's vendor neutral, and the publisher distributors, any integrator have so much of more authority than the legacy systems in terms of adopting LCP, but some organizations prefer a closed system. Mostly this problem we face with organizations who are from academics, like the universities, or the integrators who are subscription based. So the interoperability part is somewhere not 100% compliant, and this is a bit of a challenge that we face. In terms of offline reading, it's reliable, multi-device use is there, okay, but some apps still do not allow side loading part, which is again a bit of a challenge here. The e-ink device support is growing, but somewhere we still see the fragmented hardware, and it's still slow comparatively. So this is the challenge that we are currently having. Having said that, I'll say these are just operational challenges and not the blockers for LCP adoptions. So, but was necessary to mention here. So going forward, I will just leave you with the question that what it all means for you, for the members, for the new integrators, is that we can see clearly that LCP has grown exponentially. The technology is there, the adoption, it is very well received, and we would like more members to join us, and if possible, help us in any shape or form, and we are always open to any feedback or any questions from you. So I will now leave the floor to Lohan, and before I go, I just would like to say you can chat with me afterwards, or you can anytime write to me. I am responsive as well. So see you. And Lohan.
So I will be fast because we were very verbose for the standards talk. So LCP Server v2, it's a new development. There is a dashboard to analyze what is inside the system, not only an API. So, okay, it's evolving. Who in the room knows Bytebooks? Raise your hand, please. 1, 2, 2 people know Bytebooks. Who, 3, 4. Who in the room knows the Adobe DRM? Yeah. But, well, in fact, the Adobe DRM is gone. Doesn't exist anymore. The Bytebooks DRM exists now. So the technology and the platform of Adobe has been sold to Wipro in India. The Adobe ID doesn't work anymore, but on systems that are already installed. So if you install a new Adobe Digital Edition instance, you will have to create, as a user, a ByteBooks ID. Libraries told us that information is sparse. They don't know where it is going, and it is unclear if the Adobe Digital Edition will comply later with the EAA guidelines. So I let you think about that. Another thing that I wanted to talk about as evolution, so Priyanka made a great talk about what happens to LCP. LCP is for downloading files, but people also want protected reading on the web. So we are developing what we call WCP, Web Content Protection. It starts equipping Rhodium Web, the toolkit that can be used by developers freely, and Thorium Web, the web application that we are developing. Today, we've got some features, and these features will evolve in time. So today, people can block the copy paste, the access to the developers' tools, the control reading sessions, associate the device with the reading session. Okay, this is already doable. Next, we will encrypt assets on the fly when they reach the reading application and decrypt it for proper display. We will manage encryption profiles, the same kind of concept that we've got in LCP, where the model doesn't change, but there are a small set of algorithms that can change in time. And we will manage a SaaS solution. So we try to develop for the web the same kind of interoperable solution that we have developed for downloading. And this is an evolving situation. And next year at the DPS, I hope to be able to say that everything here is available. So some ideas about the next year. We want to position LCP as the best control framework, interoperable for everybody in the world globally. We want to accelerate onboarding with the back office because, as Priyanka said, at the moment it's manual and a bit tiresome. We want to expand beyond libraries and trade. Libraries are the big users of LCP because a loan must die. So we want to expand in education and institutions. We want to move on the security roadmap. LCP must not be deprecated because it's hacked later. So we must evolve. The other DRMs didn't really try us. Those who tried, they didn't succeed. We hope we will succeed, evolving year after year. We want to also explore, because as Priyanka said, there are people who want to keep a closed ecosystem. We don't want to block that at all. So we will explore non-interoperable enterprise profiles so that people who want to be in an island can be in an island even if the global interoperable DRM is hacked at a certain time, they will be protected. Well, I just talked about WCP, so we want to duplicate our efforts for download on the web reading. So we've got a big roadmap for the 2 years to come. And that's it.